Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this Star Wars Battlefront 2 tutorial guide, where I will be teaching you guys how to use your boy, the mechanical monster, the hilarious machine, General freaking Grievous. So, as I've always said in the past, if you guys are new to the channel, if you like what you see here, I definitely would appreciate it if you want to support me in any way, shape, or form to hit that like button and possibly subscribe by the end of the video. Or if you like Battlefront 2, if you would like to support me or continue following me to see what I have for the future. I have other numerous Battlefront 2 guides for parrying. I have an entire guide, and as I've said on all my videos, if you are new to parrying, I highly suggest that you watch my first video to get more in-depth detail on exactly how to do it. This guide is specifically for General Grievous. Each character has their own frames, so if you try to parry the same frame as General Grievous, for instance, as Vader, you will get punished and it will not work. So again, this is a specific General Grievous guide. If you guys want to learn the other characters, then they are in my playlist, which will pop up right here in the corner. So with all of that out of the way, let's begin the General Grievous guide. So recently, as you guys know, General Grievous' Claw Rush has been patched. No more claw rushing around, people spinning around. It was absolutely broken. I'm so glad that they fixed that. Apparently they fixed his unrelenting advance as well. As you can see in the gameplay, it actually works now. Sometimes people wouldn't take damage and I would literally be on top of them. Now that is no longer the case. So they actually made Grievous balanced, in my opinion, and I'm actually happy with that. He's a heavy type player and he has numerous abilities to make sure that you can follow your opponent even though he is extremely slow. So Grievous's parry speed, of course, means that he is extremely slow, and I would argue that he's slower than Vader. He's a heavy type parry swinger, which means you have to parry very carefully, otherwise you can get punished by quick users such as Luke, Anakin, and etc. Make sure that you guys are paying attention to your stamina as well, as there is a card. If you are like me and you want to deal more damage, then that means that you will have less stamina for it, or B, in general, where you use his other Claw Rush cards and Thrust Surge, but he still has low stamina regardless. No matter what you put on this man, you can only swing but so many times. So I highly recommend that you guys stay with your teammates, don't venture off too far, and generally just try to get better with General Grievous. I know a lot of players recently have dropped him because, oh, no more Claw Rush and we can't abuse the character. I highly suggest that you guys watch the video, try to get better in your own right, and hopefully I can provide to you something helpful before the end of the video. So without further ado, let's begin with his parry frames. Even though General Grievous is slow, he actually has a really simple parry frame, which is attack on guard. So what you guys want to do is hold the block button, and as soon, and I mean as soon, ladies and gentlemen, as somebody hits your guard, you want to go ahead and attack them, and it should work. That means that Grievous's parry frame is actually attack on guard, which makes it one of the relatively more simple parry frames to do, and I think that a lot of you guys will be able to pick this up fairly simple, since there are a lot more difficult ones besides Grievous. Make sure that you guys are watching your stamina, however, because he does have low stamina. Parrying costs more stamina than regular swings, so if you try to just out parry somebody and they're mashing you, you will run out of stamina before they do, and you will get punished for it, unless you have Claw Rush available. But again, that doesn't always work, so I highly encourage you guys to parry 2 to 3 times before backing up, rethinking your strategy, and going back into your fights. So back to the whole General Grievous no more Claw Rush thing. I definitely encourage you guys to go ahead and re-evaluate your skills with Grievous. Just because Claw Rush isn't overpowered anymore does not mean that he's a low tier, and he is very fun to play in general. No pun intended, I'm not editing that out. But seriously, you guys, the amount of time and effort you put into a character is up to you. So if you guys want to get better with General Grievous without just abusing Claw Rush and actually be able to do things such as 2v1 and be a difference on your team when you pick a character, then this guide is for you. So I highly, again, suggest that you guys reevaluate your Grievous skills and try to get better with the character, and try to second think your decision before just dropping him off and calling him low tier or unfun because you can't use a specific ability. Just a side note in the video, because I see a lot of people quietly just dropping Grievous off, and nobody's really talking about this in the Battlefront 2 community, so I felt like that had to be said. But let's get back into the General Grievous parry video itself. It's up to you guys. So let's go ahead and reevaluate exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm pacing myself, as you can see, throughout the whole 2v1. I'm not letting people get behind me, and I'm being extremely careful of how many times I parry and how much stamina I expand while watching my abilities. Another thing I want to ask you guys to do, or not to do I should say, is try to preserve your abilities. I want to say, I see a lot of people just throw out random claw rushes in the middle of a fight, and most of the time it's better to save your claw rushes, because there are pivotal moments when somebody might be low on HP, like Obi-Wan, and he's just like hanging on to the last bit of health, and you guys want to make sure you're able to go ahead and claw rush him, and that might be able to kill him, because there's really nobody else in the game who can do that. Lightsaber throws are kind of easy to dodge, you can just circle that, but claw rushes are more difficult to dodge, so make sure you guys are timing your abilities. Don't just throw them out there, because there are times when your teammates might need your help to knock your opponents off balance and situations like that. So make sure you guys are actually timing your abilities. The best way to learn his parry frames is just watching it in slow motion and rewinding it. I realized that I actually parry pretty quickly, and that's the exact reason why I put it in slow motion, so you guys can just rewind it and see exactly what I'm doing. And that's the easiest way to just learn how to do this in general. So as you guys saw, I won the 2v1. So saying that Grievous is low tier is absolute nonsense. It's up to how you guys play. Now, when you're in a team-based setting, that's a completely different story. Grievous does make the difference though. It's up to you guys. It's your experience, your judgment, and how you play. You don't have to necessarily copy how I play. Use your own style or whatever to get your wins. But again, make sure that you're careful how you play and don't just throw out abilities. Another tip that I want to give you guys is thrust surge. There are plenty of times where people just throw out random thrust surge, and which is a very bad call, because A, it can be blocked quite easily due to the time it takes for you to actually get to your opponent, which is a waste of ability, and B, it can be punished as so. So that's why you guys want to make sure you time your abilities. There's also plenty of times when you have opponents with low stamina, and rather than side dashing and getting their stamina back, some of them will literally straight up just jump in the air out of the blue, and that would be a perfect time to use thrust surge. And if you guys get lucky, Grievous will land right in front of them, and you'll be able to get 1 or 2 hits off before they're able to get up, by either killing your opponent or just taking out some good health. So throughout the clip, you'll see me literally do that, and in a few seconds you're going to see me run into Obi-Wan, who just jumps out the blue, and I can punish him by using thrust surge and getting 1 or 2 attacks in there. So I'm going to go over here now. Boop, 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 boop. You see me walking over, and I know that Obi-Wan's coming out the tunnel, so I'm going to go behind him, and you'll see this man walk past me, straight up jump in the air, boom, thrust surge, easy punish. You guys also want to make sure that you guys stay mobile with Grievous. He might be slow, which is the reason why you should be using your circles as much as you can to get behind your opponents. And I highly advise you guys to, of course, play to your own style, but a very good card is the one that allows you to do more damage but takes more stamina. But again, it's all up to your playstyle. If you like to do more damage to your opponent, if you like to do more damage to your opponent, then you can go ahead and go with that card. But if you know that you are somebody who's not very good at keeping your stamina, then don't use that card. But again, it's all up to you guys and how you play, and there is no specific OP layout. I know people have all these guides on YouTube on, best Grievous or other Kylo layouts. It's up to the player and how you play. So again, use your own style to get your victories. Use your experience and best of judgment. And through that, I promise you guys, Grievous isn't a bad character, and you will see that in your time and experience while playing with him. Besides, Grievous is one of the funniest dark side users that we have. With his comebacks and snazzy remarks while you are battling head-to-head with all these different Jedis and characters. He is by far the funniest out of every character in this game, in my opinion, with his remarks. And I think that is just a bonus in one using Grievous, especially while you're being good with him. If you're just beating somebody down and he's saying all these funniest, hilarious remarks, especially to Obi-Wan. So again, I definitely encourage you guys to give Grievous another chance. It is up to you guys based on your experience, time, effort, judgment. All of that is a factor so that you guys can have fun get your wins in, and do the best that you can with what you can. So this has been the Battlefront 2 guide for General Grievous. I hope I was able to give you guys something to walk away with. I would definitely appreciate it, again, if you guys by the end would like to subscribe or hit that like button. It would definitely help on my support in my channel. I'm almost at 1K. Help me get there. This has been Casshern-Kuma. May the force be with you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video, the last Parry video, which will be Obi-Wan Kenobi. Stay tuned, it will be out very soon, and I'll see you guys again later.